Welcome to another edition of the Dental Today podcast. Thank you for stopping by. This is brought to you by Lab Media TV. My name is Hezekiah Morales, and here we go. Remember to follow us on social media at Lab Media TV. Mr. Jens Dow is a denturist in Denmark. He began his career back in 2011 by studying at the university, and after graduating at the top of his class, he began to work as a dental technician. Fast forward, he now owns his own clinic, which he recently opened, and is busier than ever, even during this pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mr. Jens Dow. Jens, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Oh, thank you. I'm fine today.
So good to hear, and I'm so glad to have you on. A couple of months ago, or weeks ago actually, we were speaking with Tooth Fairy, Mackenzie Myers. She's a fantastic person, on top of the fact that she's a great dental professional. And she said, "Listen, you got to talk to this guy. You got to bring him on the podcast." And I'm like, "Sure." Who is this guy? Like, here's his tag or his handle, and I went and on Instagram and I saw your work, awesome work, and I'm always excited to meet new dental professionals. And Jens, how's everything going with you out there in Denmark today?
Well, it's fine today. It's like the sun is shining, so everything's great, and I'm so glad that Mackenzie, the Tooth Fairy, just spoke to you about me. She's like a very big person on Instagram. So for me, as a small guy from a little country, and she talks about me, it's like a huge thing.
That's awesome. She, like I said, she's a phenomenal individual. She just has that. She just has that heart. We're excited that you're here, Jens. You are in Denmark. We are 6 hours apart. It is 6:30 here. Eastern Standard Time, and it is about 12:30 there. Am I right?
Yes, that's true.
That's yeah. And
so it's like very early for you.
Yeah,
you have to like wake up
a little
today.
earlier. That was a little crazy, but so Jens, you're 29 years old, very young. You're a denturist,
Yes.
And how did you get into dental?
Well, I think it started in 2010. At that time, I was finished at high school, and I didn't know what I want to do or want to work with. So I've been working for like a few months to like earning some money to travel around the world. And then my brother, he just talked to me and asked me, "Jens, what do you want to do?" And I was like, I seriously don't know. I don't know what to do. He at that time he was a dental hygienist, so he knew a lot of people in the field. And then he asked me, "Hey Jens, you can be a dental tech." So it started actually with him. It's not like I found this and then I found okay, it's very interesting. No, it wasn't. It was like my brother told me, "Jens, you have to do something now. You can't like go around and do nothing."
That's very interesting. And this was your older brother, correct?
Yeah, he's my older brother.
And so he saw that you were good with your hands, and so he decided to bring you in to the dental world. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, that's true, because like when I was young, I loved to draw lots of things, and when I get older, like when I was 18, I just built my own motorcycle.
Wow.
So I've done a lot of crazy things, and also when I was 16 or 17, I just bought my first tattoo kit, and I just like friends and families and my brothers, I just gave them a tattoo.
Wow. So
So it has been crazy. Like I've done a lot of stuff before I just started in the dental field.
Man, that is so amazing, because whenever I have conversations with a lot of dental professionals, specifically dental technician professionals, I find that the level of creativity and ability is just ridiculous. I mean, at the age of 23, you also built your own classic car. Is that right?
Yes, that's true. It's like me and my brother, we just found like a project, and then we just fall in love with this old car, and it wasn't a car. It's like but stuff lying around. So I talked to him and say, okay, brother, let's do this. Let's build our own car. So we bought it and just drive it home, and it took me and my brother, I think, almost 1 year to build it.
Wow. Wow. You're in high school, or you're graduating high school 2010. You are looking to travel the world. Your brother tells you get into dental, and you did. So what was it like going to school? I know in Europe, and I was having this conversation with Alexander Wunsch a couple of weeks ago. The education process to become a dental technician, and then ultimately, in your case, a denturist is very specific. What was your journey like?
Well, my journey was like in Denmark. It's really easy to like get an education. The government just pays like everything for you, so you don't have to like do anything in Denmark. So for me, it's like okay, I just leave them apply, and then a few weeks later, and then they just apply back to me, say, okay, gents, we have read your bio, and if we think that you suit for this like dental field. So for me, it's like I just got there, and I think, okay, let's try this out and see how it works. So to
Wow.
become a dental tech is very easy in Denmark.
Okay, so and you're saying that Denmark was definitely instrumental in your going into dental, beginning your education. So in Latvia, what was the situation in Latvia?
Oh yeah, so it was back in 2010. My teacher actually spoke to me and say, "Hey, gents, we have like a spot left for you if you want to go there." So I could be like an exchange student in Latvia. So for me, it's like, oh, it sounds like a really good opportunity to like travel to another
Hmm.
country and just stay there and learn how they do the stuff and all the kind of things. So I just said to my teacher, yeah, I would do it. So I just went there, and it was so crazy when I went to Latvia because when I saw how hard it was to like get an education in Latvia, it just was eye opening for me.
Mm.
It was
Very,
like,
very, very interesting.
yeah. So when I was in Latvia, it was like almost like 250 plus applications to get into the dental tech, but only like 25 were accepted.
Wow.
So it was in my mind. I was thinking, "Whoa, okay, this is crazy. Latvia, you have to like doing your best, or you have to be the best before you can get a spot to be like a dental tech. But in Denmark, you just like, okay, I want to be a dental tech. Then they say, yeah, you can be a dental tech. So they just like get people in.
Wow. So, so when we're talking about the education and everything, so you definitely graduated at the top of your class in high school and in the university to become a denturist. How was the feeling?
That's true. When I was like in the dental tech school, my teacher gave me a diploma for like having the highest grade in 23 years.
Wow.
So for me, that day was like I've achieved like a milestone, and it was like, okay, this is like a big thing for me.
Mm.
And then it happened again in university, correct?
Yeah, that's true. So afterwards, when I went to the university, and after I think 2 years now,
Hmm.
when I graduated, my like the whole school gave me a diploma for once again, like, oh, you have done a really good job. So I forgot two diploma. One is like doing a special clinical effort, and the other thing is like having the highest grade again.
Wow. So these were definitely milestones, as you mentioned, and they were certainly elements that elevated your confidence, correct?
Yes, but I think because I failed a lot in life. I failed a lot when I have my first patient. My first patient was actually my father. So at that time when I just like, oh, I can do anything, I was like, I thought I was like the best. So I was just made him like the first denture I've ever made in my life, and I say, okay, this is not hard. But when I gave it to my father, it was like the ugliest thing I've ever watched in my life. So I just told myself, whatever happens to me, whatever I can achieve in life or in school or anything, I'm not the best. So when all my teachers and school gave me all those diploma for like doing a really great job, I was like, yeah, I know, but I want to do it better.
Mm.
So you definitely made sure that that you were constantly in the move of improvement towards improvement.
Yes, yes. I always want to be like doing something more. Um, I will not consider myself as a good denturist or a good dental tech. I just consider myself as a normal dental tech and a normal denturist. Because if I think so, then I can improve my skills.
Okay, so basically you're not putting yourself in a what I'm getting from this is you don't want to build yourself up to a place where you stop learning or you stop improving. Is that correct?
Yes, that's true. I've always told myself after I failed with my father, my first patient, that if I stop improving myself or stop learning, then I don't have anything to fight for.
Mm.
So for me,
Mm.
it's like keep fighting and keep improving because you can always get better in what you're doing.
I agree. And so in 2019, this technique, well, can you tell me a little bit about that technique for the suction on the lower jaw?
Yeah, it started like we all we know, like everybody knows when we're in the dental field, suction on the lower jaw is like impossible. It's not possible to do suction. So for me, it's like I don't believe it. I believe like everything is possible. I just have to make it possible.
Mm.
So I just started like all of my patients that don't have any teeth in the lower jaw. I just like studied the anatomy to like okay, what can I do to just like creating suctions. So it was a long journey for me, like recording everything down and write everything down. And I took a lot of pictures. And again, I failed and I failed, and I just keep doing it because like everybody told me, no, Jens, you can't do it. It is impossible. So I think I'm a lucky guy. So in 2019, I created something I call the negative space to
Mm.
like create a suction on the lower denture. It's a new what can I call it impression technique and how to mold the denture to be like creating or to achieve the suction.
Very interesting. And so you're 29 years old and you're already experimenting with things. And did you have a coach, a mentor that took you through this path, or it's something that you just decided to accomplish on your own?
No, I have like nobody. When I finished at school, I got a job, um, and it was fine. But when I started at this job, I had like, my boss. He told me, "Oh, Jens, I will be there with you like a few days in a weeks." So I said, "Yeah, okay, fine. I'm new. Just finished school, and I don't have like a lot of patience." But she didn't show up, so I was alone for like forever. So
Wow.
it was so crazy because I have nobody to talk to, and it was like, okay, I don't have a boss to talk to. So she told me, okay, Jens, I will be there with you like a few days in a week, and then we have to like teaching you how to do stuff and all this stuff. So I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. But at the end, nobody
It never
was there
happened.
for me. Yeah, it's never happened.
Wow, very interesting. And you're mentioning that, and it's so interesting because you are a second, you're second generation, correct?
Yes, that's
In
true.
Denmark. So you were born in Denmark, but your family is from Vietnam, correct?
Yes.
So it's one of those things where you had to pick yourself up by your own bootstraps, correct?
Oh, that's true. It's something my parents have learned me. Like, Jens, they told me like when I was young, Jens, if you want to have something or you want to achieve something, you can rely on others people. You have to rely on yourself.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow.
So, and Jens, right now again, you're 29 years old. You're a denturist. You already went through the university and all this. You've been working as a dental technician for a few years now. But when you and I were speaking initially, you were in the process of getting your lab together. You recently opened up your clinic.
Yes, that's true. I think I've been had it open for like almost 2 months now.
That's fantastic, spectacular! Congratulations, Jen.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks.
That's so awesome. So, this whole COVID situation in Denmark, how has it affected you?
At first I thought, oh, it was so stupid to open it now because of the COVID-19. Um, and I opened this one actually with my girlfriend. She's also a denturist.
Mm.
And we was like, oh, how do we get through it? It is like impossible to get like patient into your door because we have like the older patients. Um, but when we started and we opened it up, um, I thought, okay, we don't have anything to do, but we have to keep fighting. But it wasn't that way. It was like, oh, we have a lot of patience. So the phones just keep calling. Like the first week, we was like, oh, okay, a lot of people calling, and the next week we still have like a lot of people calling. So we have got a lot of new patients now.
Congratulations on that. And it's awesome how you mentioned that your partner is also a denturist. And this whole dynamic with the couples come, and I know you're young, you're 29 years old, but the whole couple coming together in the same industry and working together, it's fantastic. So you know JT, the lab queen, JT lab queen, and her husband, they're a power duo as well, and it's just amazing to see that synergy. I also had on my show the Heslips, and they're also a dynamic duo. So is that what's going on in your clinic right now? Are you two working together, or you're working separate?
No, we're working together.
That is awesome.
So she has her own patient, I have my own patients, and then we're just running this clinic.
Wow. Well, congratulations, Jens. That's fantastic. So, I did want to reserve here a spot because I'm a sushi lover.
Yeah. Oh,
So is
that
there a
sounds good.
possibility? So is there a possibility that in the near future in Denmark we may find Jen's sushi or something like that?
Well, you can find me, of course. I love making sushi and food.
Are
Are
you
you
gonna
gonna
open
open
up
up
your
your
sushi
sushi
spot
spot
or
or
what?
what?
No, not a sushi spot. I've been working as a sushi chef for like a while now. So I love doing food. So like every time I finish at work on Friday, I took a train to get to work as a sushi chef, and it took like by train is almost like 1.5 hour, and then I just work there to like 11. So I'm very tired. But right now I'm actually building my restaurant.
Your restaurant?
Yeah.
That is amazing, man. That is crazy. I'm very excited. Hopefully, when we have the opportunity to go to Denmark, we'll definitely stop by. So, Jens, what do you have coming up? What are you looking to do in the future? What do we have to look forward to coming from Jens Dow?
I think as a denturist, I want to like keep improving my skills, and I'm like a guy. I'm very keen to keep learning. So what I really want to do is actually do a hands-on courses in Denmark.
Very good, and this is going to be for your still within the denturist. You're the umbrella of a denturist, or are you going and branching out into something else?
No, I want to like, because after I got this Instagram, it's just accelerated really, really fast, and every day I just woke up to think, oh, I've got like a, a lot of new followers, and a lot of people have reached out to me and asked me, how do you do the suction, and how do you do the wax up, and how do you like doing the whole thing with your dentures? And they asked me, can you do like a class or an online class or a webinar? So I told them it is impossible to do it an online class. So I want to like having live patients sitting in the chair, and then I can explain what to do, because there is a lot of theory behind how to do the suction.
Mm.
So I've got people from the United States, from the Middle East, from Asia, from Africa. So it's all around the world have reached out to me. So it's like, I thought it was like a little guy, but a lot of people is like, hey, can you do this? Or hey, can you teach us this?
Teach the technique.
Yeah.
How exciting! How exciting has this growth on Instagram been for you?
It has been really, really crazy, because when I started this back a few months ago, I thought, okay, I will create like an Instagram account so I can show like all my patients, okay, what I do, and so they can see my work. So I thought to myself, and I said to myself, okay, it is insane if I could ever reach like 100 followers.
100 followers, but now you're not at 100 followers.
Yeah, it was my goal back then, to reach the 100. But now it's like I have like a 6,000. So it is so crazy.
That is spectacular, and we definitely rejoice and are glad with your success as well. You're a very young dental technician, Jens, and you're a very hardworking individual. We're very excited for you. We're very excited to continue to follow your work and to follow what you have going on, and hopefully in the near future we can have you back on the show and we can talk about what your journey's been like having your own clinic.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
That would be spectacular. Well, Jens, it's been a pleasure having you. Ladies and gentlemen, follow him. His handle is the unknown denturist. But ladies and gentlemen, you know him now. You've met him. You've heard his story here on the Dental Today podcast. Mr. Jens Dow from Denmark. Jens, once again, thank you for coming on the show, and we hope to speak to you soon.
Oh, and thanks for having me in the show.
It's a pleasure.